spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole, and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning! How are you guys today? I don't think you're awake though. All right, everyone, stand up on your feet. Run, 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 run. Come on, get the blood flowing. Here we go. Push up in the sky. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Touch your toes. Turn this way. Scratch your partner's back. Scratch, 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 scratch. Turn this way. Scratch, 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 scratch. Okay. Are you guys ready to have some fun today? We are on track for another incredible day. Let's start by singing our theme song. You guys want to?
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole, and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole, and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's
job. You guys, we've been imagining what it's been like to be on a steam engine traveling through the Rocky Mountains. It takes a lot of power to pull the heavy train through those steep, winding mountains. Remember on our first day at VBS, we talked about how the same steam that makes a tea kettle boil can give the train. I'm sorry, okay. Can make this train give power to pull the entire line of train cars. That makes me wonder, though, what else is powered by steam? So I did some research. Do you want to hear what I found? Some power plants use steam, and they give power to entire cities. A long time ago, steam would power tractors, cars, ships. It can power a whole lot of really cool things. Today, though, we're talking about God's Son. Do you know his name? Jesus. And the awesome, huge, bigger than death power that he has. There's a verse in the Bible that reminds us that the same mighty, awesome, unbelievable power talks more about that. But first, we're going to sing a song. Here we go. Everyone stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Come on.
If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. We can trust him, we can trust him.
We're talking a lot about big, strong, powerful things, okay? It's easy to look at mountains or oceans and say, that is so big and awesome. Our big and awesome God definitely made that. But some of our God sightings are teeny, teeny, teeny things. I want to hear about some teeny tiny things that you've experienced. Maybe like how an ant, you know, ants that crawl on the ground, they can lift more than its body weight, or maybe even like a newborn baby. That's a teeny tiny thing. Did God make newborn babies? Yes. Say yes. Yes, I did. What other teeny tiny God sightings can you think of? Talk with your crew. What teeny tiny things did God make? Teeny tiny little flowers. What about roly-polies? Who likes a good roly-poly to play with? I do. Anybody else? You got one? Jameson? You want to share a teeny tiny thing? Come here. What teeny tiny thing did you think of?
A teeny tiny roly-poly egg.
Yeah, roly-polies. Good job. What else? Teeny tiny. What? Come here. You're fine. You can both come. You can come. It's okay.
A tiny little fly.
A tiny little fly. Good job. What else? How about cat ears? What other teeny tiny little things did you think of?
Fire ants. Fire ants.
Fire ants? Yeah, those are obnoxious. They hurt. How about in the back, right here, sitting down? Yep. You guys can get your stickers out and add it to our train over here.
Ladybugs.
Ooh, ladybugs. Ladybugs are our friends, aren't they? Good job. One more in the back. Is that Callie on the chair? Yeah. You guys go ahead and add your sticker to our train. Fill in the gaps. There's some gaps there.
A larva.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, God made those too. Good job. Good job, friends. Our tracks are filling up over there. God is so big that he can be everywhere at one time. Have you ever tried to be everywhere at one time? It doesn't work very good. But he also cares about the tiniest creature. So we're going to celebrate our awesome God by singing Everywhere I Go. Are you ready? Stand up. We're going to sing.
There's a spirit I cannot contain. There's a spirit I cannot contain. The same power that raised Jesus up from the grave. The same spirit I cannot contain. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid. This my home. Fire in my soul, your kingdom is my home, and I don't walk alone. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may, where I go with you. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may, where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with you.
All right, I had to have some help for our Bible point today, okay? So, here we go. If you traveled on a train, your trip would have had a beginning and an end, right? We're not still on a train. You get off eventually. Well, our life is like that too. We all begin when we're born, and our lives end when we die. Now, I want you guys to imagine that This jar of water is life. This jar of water is life. I'm going to pour a little bit into this empty jar here. Like that. Okay? This is like, I'm born, so I just poured a little bit into our jar. And then, after a couple years, you go to preschool. Like that. And then maybe you go to elementary school. Not maybe, you do. And then you go to college. That's a maybe. And then you pay your taxes. And then you work a really long time. And then you have grandkids. But at some point, your life is going to come to an end, and it runs out. Oops. What happens when it runs out? You die, right? We all die, right? That's true. When we think about the end of life, it can make us feel really sad, right? But Jesus' power is amazing. With Jesus' power, we can have life in heaven that goes on and on and on forever. It's not an empty jar. This jar will never be empty when we have Jesus with us, okay? That's our Bible point for today, guys, that Jesus' power lets us live forever. You guys, our life on earth will end, guaranteed. But because of Jesus, we can have the power to live with him in heaven forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. That is so cool to think about. To make that happen, though, Jesus had to give up his own life by dying on a cross. Did you know that Jesus died on a cross? Do you know that he did it for me and for you and for your parents and your crew leaders and your grandmas and your grandpas and your whole entire family? He did it for all of us, all right? We're going to hear more about why, and we're going to hear more about that story later in Bible Adventures. But for now, I want you to know that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Our Bible buddy is Finn. Finn is a trout. I wonder, is Finn a boy or a girl? I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's a boy. So pretty, though. Our Bible verse that Finn is helping us remember this today is from Romans 8:11. The Spirit of God, who raised Jesus from the dead, lives in you. Romans 8:11. Will you say that with me? The Spirit of God, who raised Jesus from the dead, lives in you. Romans 8:11. You could even take that you and say me, so it's more personal. Try that. The Spirit of God, who raised Jesus from the dead, lives in me. So that you know, I know that Jesus lives in me. Good job. Okay, let's hear more about what Finn is like.
Are you ready to splash into another fantastic day at VBS? I'm Finn, a rainbow trout. I'm happiest when I'm taking a dip in a clean, bubbly mountain stream. This is the life. This stream is where I began life. This exact spot where I hatched is pretty important to me, but we'll get to that later. I spend most of my day flipping my fins, swishing my scales, and exploring this awesome river looking for food. I love to eat. Me and my fishy friends spend about 80% of our day looking for food. I use my mouth to poke around and look for good stuff to eat. And sometimes I end up getting a mouthful of weeds and sticks. Not bad. Of course, it's not as good as the bugs or the crustaceans I usually like. I'll even jump out of the water for them. God gave me something super sharp to help me find food. My eyes. They show me what to eat and what to stay away from. After being born, I might travel to a new stream far away from my home. But when it's time to lay eggs, rainbow trout always return home. My cousins, steelhead trout, travel from a freshwater stream all the way to the ocean. Even if they've lived in the ocean for a couple of years, they swim against the stream to make it back home. That takes a lot of power. Wow. Home is important to me and my fish family. Jesus knew that a forever home was important too. That's why Jesus died, to pay for all the wrong things you've ever done, or will ever do. Because those sins are paid for, you can have life forever in an awesome place called heaven. But Jesus' power doesn't just cover your sins. Jesus is so powerful that he beat death forever. But it gets even better. The Bible tells us the Spirit of God, who raised Jesus from the dead, lives in you. That means a friendship with Jesus gives you the same awesome power that let him beat death. Wow! So, if you're feeling worried or sad, or things seem out of control, remember that Jesus' power is bigger than anything, and it's right there for you. Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus.
Hey friends, I heard some great news. Cam was finally able to get his train up and over the mountain. Woo! He probably won't be back for a few hours, so we'll have to ask him about it later.
I'm here. I made it.
Oh my gosh! Driving a train isn't supposed to be this tiring, is it? Doesn't the train do all the work?
Everything great. We made it down the mountain, delivered the M&Ms! Everyone is so happy. So we turned the train around so we can get here as soon as possible.
Did you miss us?
Of course I did. So to get here even faster, so I thought we should get here even faster. And to make us go faster, we needed more steam. To get more steam, we need to make the furnace harder. In order to do that, we had to add more coal. So there I was, adding some coal. Then I thought, maybe it'd be better if I got here even faster. So I added more coal. But it wasn't fast enough, so I added more coal. More, and then...
You made it back super fast!
we ran out of coal.
That sounds super frustrating and tiring.
It was. So I had to hike all the way here while my crew stayed with the train.
Well, I guess everything comes to an end at some point. Coal runs out, trains stop, people graduate from school, parties end, grown-ups retire. Life is full of endings.
That's not the most inspiring thing you ever told me.
Well, let me finish. Today, my friends and I are learning that Jesus' power lets us live forever. Thanks to Jesus, life can continue forever. It never has to end or run out.
Well, that's the most inspiring thing you ever told me.
See, I just needed to end my story.
But I never heard of anyone that could live forever.
Then it sounds like you need to hear more about my friend Jesus. And I'd love to tell you about him because he's my forever friend.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go get a train to go rescue my crew. But then I'll come back as soon as I can to hear everything you have to say about Jesus.
I'll be right here waiting forever.
Thank you, guys. I'll be right back.
You think so? That's so silly. Okay. Well, we're going to head out in just a minute, but I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you that today at VBS is going to be so fun. We're going to have lots of really great time, but during Kid Vid Cinema, we're going to hear a story about a kiddo that is sad. But sometimes we have to hear sad things, but I want you to be sure, and I want you to remember that Jesus' power lets us live forever. And even though we are hearing a sad story today, we know that Jesus is with this little kid, okay? We know that it's all going to be better because he's with him, okay? So if you're sad, it's okay. But I want you to be happy because Jesus is with him forever, okay? All right? Does that sound good? And I promise, I'm sure there's a happy ending in the story. But if you're a little bit sad, I just want you to know that it's okay if we're a little sad, okay? We have one more song. We're running a couple minutes late, but we're going to do it anyway, okay? How fast can you sing a song? We'll see. Here we go. Everyone stand up on your feet. Let's get going.
Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Oh, there is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Okay, everyone stay standing. Crews 1 and 2, you guys head to Bible Adventures. Crews 3 through 5,